It was incredibly painful, and he was acting like it was...
Question. This may just be the first celebrity domino, and
I don't know what is going on.
Wow, they found Kendrick and wife.
Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, is speaking out and lying for bail after footage of Diddy in sexual contact with Meek Mill was leaked. Meek Mills is reportedly offering $100,000 to anyone who can find out who leaked the footage. Rodney Jones, a music producer who worked with Combs on his latest album called Love, claims that he lived with Combs for a year and witnessed debauchery and legal activity. Jones also named celebrities like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claims sexually assaulted him on a yacht Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Meek Mills is in the spotlight due to his connection to Diddy's lawsuit, and fans are peeling back the layers of their relationship. Rumors suggest that Diddy and Meek Mills were in a relationship together, and everyone in the industry knew about this. The relationship between Diddy and Meek Mill started in the early 2000s, and they started hanging out after Diddy took Meek Mills shopping. Meek Mills has not denied the allegations, but has only talked about wanting to know who is fueling them. He has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, and sex with underage girls. He has claimed that his success in the industry and his work to reform the criminal justice system have made him a target. Meek Mill has been very active on social media, previously Twitter, where he voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit and the rumors. In September, he tweeted about the streets of Philly, becoming a millionaire, helping reform the criminal justice system, and bridging the gap of billionaires. He also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality, saying that he has the right to say he isn't gay and will trash anybody that doesn't respect him. Meek Mills has been accused of being involved in the Rodney Jones lawsuit and is now seeking a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in the case. He initially remained quiet because he thought Diddy was too big to fail and would get out. However, with over 36 cases against him and new lawsuits being filed every week, Meek Mills is worried about how these allegations might affect his career as a rapper. Meek Mills initially was quiet because he thought Diddy was too big to fail and would get out. Now, with more than 36 cases against him and new lawsuits being filed every week, Meek Mills is worried and doesn't want to be associated with the crimes that are coming out. DJ Academic gave his statement on the situation, saying that there are no friends in the industry and everyone is only looking out for themselves. Meek Mill had a video recently where he said that Diddy never disrespected him in real life. He also mentioned that there were no friends in the industry and people are only looking out for themselves. He believes that there are no friends in the industry and that it's time to save their own reputation. Diddy's ex-bodyguard also went over the situation and said that his people in Philadelphia know that Meek Mill is gay. 50 Cent said no to going shopping with Diddy because he knew what it really meant. But Meek Mill not only went shopping with Diddy, but also got matching shirts and came to the party in Diddy's arms. There's footage of Diddy calling Meek Mill's daddy too, and if that doesn't confirm their relationship, it's unclear what will happen to Meek Mills. In a recent episode of the Joe Rogan podcast, Joe Rogan discussed the situation regarding Meek Mill's Gene Deal and Diddy's ex-bodyguard, who said that his people in Philadelphia know that Meek Mill is gay. Meek Mills, a Super Bowl performer and Philly rapper, has been linked to Sha Diddy through various lawsuits. The lawsuit was filed against him, and Mills is concerned about the same thing happening to him. Attorneys are already exposing everyone that was friends with Diddy if such a high-profile name like Jay-Z comes out. There are more sex assault accusations connected to the case against Sha Diddy, including the latest case against hip-hop mogul Tony Busby. Jay-Z issued a vehement denial after being accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl over 2 decades ago. Busby is behind at least 20 of the sexual assault lawsuits against him, and he has appealed the most recent decision to deny him bail. Holmes will stay in jail until his trial in May, but has appealed the most recent decision to deny him bail. Rulings should come later this week. To make matters even worse for Jay-Z, there are multiple witnesses who saw him abuse a 13-year-old minor with Diddy. Witnesses have given exclusive interviews and allegations, and they are even prepared to come out in court and testify. This testimony will be instrumental in connecting the dots and finding everyone involved with Diddy. The plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. She attempted to mingle in the crowd and spoke to several celebrities she wanted to see at the VMAs. She observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. after attempting to talk to numerous celebrities. She accepted a drink from one of the waitresses, which tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of that drink, she began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of an actual exemplar container used by Combs and his agent SL employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. This case highlights the growing concern for Jay-Z and his legal defense team as they work to uncover the truth and connect the dots between the allegations against him and the victims of his past. The lawsuit claims that a woman, who was 13 at the time, was raped by Diddy Combs and Jay-Z at an after-party for the MTV Video Music Awards in New York City in 2000. The woman, who claims she was woozy and went to look for a place to lay down, was aggressively approached by Combs, Carter, and a female celebrity. Combs grabbed her and threw her toward a wall, causing her to fall. Combs then grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. Carter began removing her clothes as she grew more disoriented. After Carter was finished, Holmes vaginally raped her while Combs and the celebrity were watched. Holmes then knocked her down and attempted to force her to perform oral sex on him. She fought back, punching out and hitting Combs in the neck. The victim alleged that Jay-Z had raped her at an after-party for the MTV Video Music Awards in New York City. The woman gave an interview to NBC News and even named all the celebrities present at Diddy's freak-off party. However, they only laughed at her and didn't help her. The woman also suffered a head injury the night of the 2000s VMAs. She spoke to Benji Madden and his brother about his tattoo at the after-party, which was a topic of discussion due to her religious background. After the alleged rape, she ran to a gas station and called her father, who picked her up and drove her home. The woman also suffered a head injury the night of the 2000s VMAs. She spoke to Benji Madden and his brother about his tattoo at the after-party, which was a topic of discussion due to her religious background. After the alleged rape, she ran to a gas station and called her father, who picked her up and drove her home. The woman also gave an interview on CNN, claiming that Diddy asked his guards to hold him down after drugging him. The 38-year-old mother from Alabama has filed a lawsuit accusing Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old. She urged others to advocate for themselves and never let others run their lives. The cases against rapper Diddy in Hollywood are shocking and reveal the horrifying events that took place. Over 24 accusers have filed suit against the still-imprisoned rap mogul, but one man, John Doe, is the first to do an on-camera interview telling his chilling story to CNN's Elizabeth Wajmeister. Doe claims that Diddy pushed him into a van, held him down, and sexually assaulted him. He says he could not escape because he had been drugged. Sean Combs was waiting in the wings, watching from a vantage point, and once Combs was in a helpless position, he took advantage of the situation. The most frightening aspect of these cases is that there has been actual footage of the crimes that took place. Courtney Burgess, a close friend of Diddy's ex-wife Kim Porter, submitted 8 videotapes into FBI custody after he was called to testify against a grand jury. These tapes are how the FBI will come after the rest of the people that helped Diddy carry out his crimes. Meek Mill is probably worried about the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, many of them appeared to be either inebriated or under the influence of drugs. This pattern was confirmed by a new lawsuit filed just last week, which claims that Diddy told a rapper that he wanted to make him his and raped him. The lawyer bringing the case has mentioned that all 3 of the cases follow the same pattern, showing clearly that Diddy was drunk on power. The reason for believing in these cases, and not believing in others that were presented with, is that abusers follow a pattern, particularly serial sexual abusers. These cases were all identical in the facts, with no contact between them before they came to the court. When talking to the victims, the stories didn't make sense, and the stories were not credible. In this 30th year as a lawyer, Tony Busby has tried over 100 cases to assess the credibility of stories and refused to put his name on a pleading. He has rejected over 60 cases that he believes are not credible, such as the case of Pine, who was bisexual work for Diddy and was a step-fetch for money. Busby believes that these cases were clear power moves, as Diddy would drug minors or young artists and then take advantage of them. Tony Busby's lawyer brings most of the lawsuits against Diddy and Jay-Z, detailing some of the disgusting and horrifying crimes he was committing against minors. He claims that Diddy had a pattern where he would drug minors or young artists and then take advantage of them. The drugs used in these cases were the same. Busby intends to name people in these lawsuits without doing due diligence, as these allegations are hurtful to people if they are true. Another instance involves a minor who was told by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but needed to visit with him in private. He allegedly made the victim perform oral sex upon him. Another incident involves a 15-year-old girl who was drugged and taken into a private room with Mr. Combs, where she was raped and other individuals took turns raping her. Another incident involves a 26-year-old girl who was picked up by Mr. Combs and several others in a black SUV from the airport and woke up the next day with pain and damage to her vagina and anus. The fallout from these revelations is expected to be an even bigger storm. Some lawyers believe that the leaked footage and the fallout from these revelations are witnessing the unraveling of Hollywood's most protected secrets, while others question whether this is just the beginning of an even bigger storm. In conclusion, the legal battle between Diddy and Jay-Z is ongoing, with many lawyers preparing to file lawsuits against these individuals. They are aware of the potential consequences of naming people in lawsuits and are working to ensure that their names are not revealed without due diligence.